Hi, Eagles. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today we're talking about topic 13, lesson 5, and today's learning target is I can convert from one metric unit of capacity into another. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure you can write those down. Okay, we have the same vocabulary that we did yesterday, but I want you to go ahead and write it down again because by writing it down over and over, it's going to remind you exactly what you need to write down so you can remember how to convert metric units. Remember, we have King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I want you to write that in. I want you to write in what those stand for, and then the arrow to the left that says divide and the arrow to the right that says multiply. Go ahead and pause the video and come back when you're done. Okay, here's Mr. Whalen to teach today's lesson.
This is lesson 13.5. We're converting metric units of capacity. We've already talked about capacity when we talked about the customary system, gallons, quarts, pints, but this is capacity in the metric system, how much a container can hold or how much space an object takes up. So we're working with today is liters and milliliters. 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. That's all we're working with. So this is a much easier lesson than what we had yesterday. So 1 liter is about this much. So if you can imagine a 2-liter bottle of pop, that's 2 liters. Divided in half, you get about that much. So this is also 1,000 milliliters. You have 1,000 milliliters to equal 1 liter. So let's look at, I changed something on you. I hope you don't get mad at me for this, but I think it looks a little bit easier to work with. So if you notice up here, it's the same idea. You go from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply, smaller unit to a larger unit, you divide. I just flipped it around so that it works with our metric units. Being the larger on this side and the smaller on this side, and the arrow, so if I go this way I multiply, if I go this way I divide. So let's look at in a couple examples. I have 37,000 milliliters. So that's a lot of little tiny ones. So if I'm going from a smaller unit and I'm going to a larger unit going this way, then I'm going to divide. What do I divide by? Well, I divide by 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, so I divide by 1,000. So when you divide by 1,000, remember when you multiply or divide by powers of 10, you move your decimal point. Since I'm dividing, my whole number is going to get smaller, so I move the decimal 1, 2, 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So now it's going to be 37 liters. So if I look at going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we multiply. What do we multiply by? 1,000. So 9 times 1,000. Then you move your decimal 1, 2, 3 zeros. You just include 3 zeros, not add them. We include them because we're really moving the decimal place 1, 2, 3 places to the right because we have 3 zeros.
So how well did you understand? Now is your chance to give it a try. Here are tonight's practice problems. Go ahead and press pause and then come back when you're ready for the answers. Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are tonight's practice answers. Go ahead and check your work and see if you got them correct. The answer to number 1 is 5 liters. The answer to number 2 is 45 liters. The answer to number 3 is 427,000 milliliters. The answer to number 4 is 13,000 milliliters. And the answer to number 5 is 37 liters. Go ahead and write down how many you got correct out of 5. Be honest, it's not for a grade. We just need to know how you're doing. Be sure to write down that self-reflection. Could you teach a friend or are you still confused? And fill in the space for any questions you might still have. Thanks so much for flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G, and my friend, Mr. Whalen. We'll be back tomorrow with another lesson. Bye-bye.